Yo, what's good? My name's Darcy. Welcome to Off the Dome. Here, I speak off the dome. Yeah, simple as that. Let's get straight into it. Today's topic is about resilience. Resilience is going to be always a main component in our success. Success doesn't happen without struggle, success doesn't happen without failing. We want to have that resilience. If things came easy to us, that would mean that things aren't going to feel as rewarding. You know, when you beat someone and you beat them by 40 points in a basketball game, you're gonna be like, that was easy. Well, like, come on, bro. Like, who's doing like light work? But imagine you go to game 7, Bulls, Cavs. Imagine you go back and forth, competing, battling. You fall down, you get back up. That success, that win is gonna feel 10 times more rewarding because you had to fight for it. You had to struggle for it. You failed. You had to get back up. And there's two types of dopamine that I want to talk about. You have external dopamine and you have internal dopamine. Both are good. Both produce levels of happiness in your system and your body. Watching TV, things make you feel happy. But we have to understand when we have internal dopamine, we can create stronger because it's coming from us. It's coming from within. We are creating. We're not receiving. We're not reacting. We're creating those levels of dopamine. So, yes, external dopamine is good, but if we're able to compete against ourselves, if we're able to love ourselves, be proud of ourselves, do new challenges for ourselves, and create that feeling of resilience from the inside, we are able to grow that much more. Because a lot of times when we are angry, maybe it's because things we can't control, things that are from the outside. And I always come back to our emotions because we really are our emotions. And those emotions are stored in the heart, stored in the stomach, stored in the brain, stored throughout the body, essentially. And now in today's generation, we are very sensitive. Back in the day, people were also toxic in a way that, oh, don't cry, oh, it's important to show your emotions. It's important to be authentic, be who you are. But we also understand that everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone's going to have an opinion of you. If you're quiet, they're going to say, why is he shy? If you talk a lot, they're going to be like, man, can you stop talking? Like, dang. Everyone has their opinion. And we can't allow those opinions to affect us. When those opinions affect us, this is where our body starts to get in that fight or flight mode because it's starting to react to the opinions that we receive, the opinions that we pay attention to. And so a lot of times when we're sensitive, our body doesn't know how to handle these strong emotions because they're strong. We're sensitive. We might cry, we might get angry. And with those moments of anger, of sadness, of depression, creates other types of feelings, fear, and maybe you don't know how to react. So your body goes in fight or flight mode and you do something you might regret. You might yell, you might snap at someone, you might start crying. A lot of times, United States, violence is very common. Gun violence is very common. Domestic violence is very common. And this is the issue. We are becoming more sensitive, which is good, but we're not controlling our emotions. We're seeing more radical thoughts these days. Donald Trump, more extreme left. And we're kind of falling out, I think. So we have to learn how to control our emotions. Yes, it's good to be sensitive. Yes, it's good to be authentic. But if we're not in control, then those emotions are going to run all over the place. They're going to go fight or flight. They're going to create the trauma from before. And this is why resilience is important, because those moments of resilience need to happen. They have to happen if you want to be successful, if you want to really go for your dreams. You have to fail. You have to have the courage to fail. And you have to have the courage to get back up. You have to have the courage to trust in the universe. You have to have the courage to know who knows how it's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. Know that that timeline is there. And once you are realigning yourself with that timeline, you'll start to see signs, you'll start to see omens. A lot of times resilience happens so we can get into alignment. You know, right now, I'm living in Cali, Colombia. I'm aligned with this timeline. But let's say I want to move somewhere like Brazil. I have to realign myself for that timeline. So that means I have to maybe lose some things. I have to go through some struggles. Because this timeline, I'm going to need to be a different person. Maybe a better person. Maybe a more loving person. But I cannot be this person because this person is for this timeline. And so that's why I talk about resilience, because whenever something bad happens, that always gives you an opportunity to become stronger, to fight harder, to have more courage, to block away that fear. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I'm focused. I'm locked in. So yes, resilience is really important. Just make sure if you're failing, it's normal. It's okay. We all have problems. We all go through struggles. It's important to understand that the important part is how are you going to change your perspective about the situation? How are you going to react? Are you going to react because your outside is affecting you a lot? Or are you going to react because your inside is so strong that the outside is not affecting you? You know, a lot of times when these moments of resilience happen, we have negative thoughts, we have negative feelings, and if we're not in control of our thoughts, they start to grow, right? A lot of people aren't in control of their thoughts. Remember, over 90% of our thoughts aren't ours. So when those emotions are comfortable in the trauma and comfortable in the negative feelings, they grow. They grow times 10, times 20, times 30. So it takes time to grow back into positive. You know, there's always the opposites. Fear, courage. Anger, happiness. And so don't be afraid to have resilience. Don't be afraid to fail. Failing means you are trying. Failing means you are doing something you've never done before, maybe. So be resilient. Be proud when you fail. Be proud when something goes your way. Know that rejection is only redirection. Know that the world is conspiring in your favor. Those desires you have, those dreams you have is there. But you have to put your trust in the universe. You have to put your trust in whoever you believe in. And those are one of the first steps, you know. People always talk about breathing because you can control the now. Breathing because you can be present. And then once you're present, you're in control of your thoughts. You know, okay, what am I thinking right now? What do I see? How do I feel? How do I want to feel? Ask yourself that. How do I want to feel? I want to feel happy. So you start to feel happy. You start to smile. You start to think about good things. Ask your body, how do I want to feel? Or ask yourself, how do you want to feel, Darcy? How do I want to feel today? Today I want to feel good, so I'm going to feel good today. Why? Because I'm great. I'm powerful. I'm loving. I'm grateful. I'm courageous. I can do anything that's possible. These words have energy. Energy never dies. Energy is only transformed. And once we understand that we can transform it to positive, and that positivity can grow times trillions in our body, anything is possible. I promise. So, a quick little rant today. And yes, I love you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this little power speech. You know, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be here every day, most likely, for the next few months. But you guys are on this journey with me. I'm forever grateful, forever happy, forever blessed. And let's go on this journey together. You know, like I said before, when we see other people doing courageous things, that also gives us the motivation. That also wakes up our brain. Maybe I should do something with my life. Oh, maybe I should change. So the more we can get people to change, the easier it is. It's like a butterfly effect. You know, if you see someone, LeBron James, he scored all those points. Maybe now it's like, oh man, maybe I can score points too. If someone breaks a world record, boom, okay, they broke the world record. I can do that too. That's easy. Let's do it. Let's go. So, community is important. Love people who are by you, love people who are around you, and I promise you'll be awesome. So until next time, be blessed, be loved, be grateful today.